Ms. Warren.
Pursuant to Rule 12, no debate is permitted during a vote. The senator will suspend.
Joining us now from New York is spokeswoman for American Values PAC, Caitlin Sinclair. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with RFK Jr. He's advanced to the next step in his effort to become Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary. He's seen as one of the more controversial figures, but my goodness, does he have a lot of support for just being willing to stand up against Big Pharma, the food industry. He's dared to call for more testing on certain vaccines. And Donald Trump continues to show his support for RFK Jr. He posted on Truth Social yesterday, 20 years ago, autism in children was 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 34. Wow, something is really wrong. We need Bobby. Thank you. Look, it's amusing to see just the freak out and meltdowns from the left over RFK Jr., but I suspect we're going to get a lot more truth and a lot more answers to questions that no one was willing to ask with Bobby in. Can you give us a sense of what we're in for when he's confirmed?
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing about a pick like RFK Jr. It is exactly who Americans voted for. They voted for the real disruptors, and that's exactly what Bobby plans to do. He plans on being a disruptor. He plans on being a disruptor to big food, to big pharma, to all of these three-letter agencies. And this is what the American people wanted. When they voted Donald Trump as president, they voted for an Elon Musk. They voted for a Tulsi Gabbard. They voted for an RFK Jr. They voted for a Kash Patel. They voted for all of these individuals that are it's a package deal. They're really the new coalition, the new parts of this coalition to our party. And by our party, I mean the Unity Party. That is the party that RFK Jr. decided to unite and join and create with President Donald Trump. And that's why it was so popular amongst Americans. That's why we had 7 for 7 in the swing states. Coming anywhere close to getting in the of these confirmations is basically saying that it's insulting to the American people.
Absolutely, he is a disruptor, and I think what we have, or what we're seeing at the moment with Trump and the people around him, it's like we're getting a revolution because we have so many disruptors. On RFK Jr., stocks for Pfizer and Moderna have plummeted following the Senate Finance Committee's advancement of RFK Jr.'s HHS nomination. What does that tell you?
Well, has anyone checked Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio today? That's the first thing that comes to mind. Why would, when a logical person thinks about this, why would pharmaceutical companies whose goal involves making people's lives better and healthier, why would their stock drop when we're trying to confirm the nominee for Health and Human Services Secretary, a role that would maybe help their job every day, help their goal, which is to make Americans healthier. So it really makes you question what the real goal is, make money off of illness. Here's the truth, Gabriella. Mr. Kennedy, he has awakened the consciousness of Americans about the need to end the chronic disease epidemic. And that's what this is really about. Chronic disease affects 50% of the population in America right now. And some people are very threatened by that promise to end that epidemic. We effectively really have one chronic disease in this country, and that is terrible metabolic disease and metabolic dysfunction. And RFK Jr. has promised to tackle all of that. What that reveals and what that actually shows in is all of the disease we see, like obesity, diabetes, liver disease, heart disease, stroke. It all stems from metabolic dysfunction. Again, chronic disease, that is the promise that RFK has made to combat and totally destroy chronic disease in this country. Both him and President Trump have taken the two most powerful industries, which is big food and big pharma, and they have promised to battle against them. And so far, they are winning. And I would ask your viewers, who do you think that's a win for? It's for us, and it's for our future, and for our future children.
Absolutely. And finally, we have reason to be optimistic that the future is going to be brighter, that Americans are at a point where they can get healthier again. So can the world. Let's talk about Tulsi Gabbard. It's appearing as though she's heading towards confirmation as well. The Senate Intelligence Committee narrowly advanced Tulsi Gabbard's nomination to oversee the nation's intelligence agency. Now, she still needs to clear a full Senate vote to win confirmation, but she's also seen as another controversial appointment, or as you put it, a disruptor. What's your assessment of Tulsi? What are we going to expect from her?
Yeah, again, so hearing from anyone, hearing from Democrats who, by the way, not a single Democrat voted for Tulsi Gabbard or RFK Jr. I find that appalling. These were two lifelong Democrats. I think that puts into perspective who we're currently dealing with when it comes to the Democrat Party. But again, this is a mandate from the American people. When they voted for Donald Trump as president, they voted for everyone that Donald Trump needs to execute his plans for the golden age of America. And that includes Bobby Kennedy, that includes Tulsi Gabbard, includes Pam Bondi. So both of these folks will go to the Senate floor for a full Senate vote now. We don't have exact timing on that, both Tulsi and RFK Jr. But the fight is not over. So Americans should keep calling their senators, and MAGA and MAHA be on full alert. We are still in this fight.